Most of us spend our lives trying to stop the storm outside. We believe that if we just get the right job, the right amount of money, the right relationship, then finally life will become calm. But the storm isn't out there. The storm is in your mind. And the secret to peace isn't stopping the rain. It's learning how to keep the water in your glass still, even while the wind howls around you. Today, I want to tell you the story of a young man who discovered this truth the hard way, and the lesson he learned might quietly change the way you look at your own thoughts. His name was Daniel. Daniel was 25 years old, but if you looked closely into his eyes, you would see the weight of someone much older. From the outside, his life looked perfectly ordinary. He had a modest apartment, a small job in the city, food in his fridge, and a phone always in his pocket. But inside his mind, there was chaos. Daniel lived in what psychologists often call mental clutter. Imagine your mind as a highway, cars racing in every direction, no traffic lights, no exit ramps, just endless noise. That was Daniel's brain. When he ate breakfast, he wasn't tasting his food. He was worrying about a meeting 3 days away. When he walked to work, he wasn't seeing the sky above him. He was replaying embarrassing mistakes from 10 years ago. His body lived in the present, but his mind lived everywhere else. The past dragged him backward, the future pulled him forward, and the present moment, the only place where peace truly exists, was completely invisible to him. At night, Daniel lay in bed staring at the ceiling, his phone glowing beside him like a tiny artificial sun. News headlines, bills, deadlines, expectations. Every thought felt like another brick being added to a backpack he could never take off. Sometimes he would whisper quietly into the darkness, "Why can't I just turn this off?" But the mind does not come with an off switch. One evening, after another sleepless night, Daniel stood in front of the bathroom mirror. He stared at the tired face looking back at him. The man in the mirror looked exhausted, eyes hollow, shoulders heavy. And in that quiet moment, something inside him cracked. Daniel had heard rumors about a retired psychologist who lived in the hills above the town of Silver Ridge, an old man named Dr. Eris. People said that he didn't give medicine, he gave something much more valuable. He gave sight. Some claimed that a single conversation with him had changed their lives. Daniel didn't know if he believed those stories, but he had reached a point where disbelief no longer mattered. He whispered quietly to himself, "Maybe, just maybe, this man can help me." The road to Silver Ridge was steep and quiet. At first, the journey felt uncomfortable. Without his phone, without music, without noise, Daniel was alone with the one thing he feared most, his own thoughts. Every step up the mountain, his mind protested. "This is pointless. You should be working. You're falling behind. You're wasting time." But the higher he climbed, the quieter the world became. The air smelled different, fresh, sharp, alive. Pine trees whispered softly in the wind. A distant stream murmured over smooth stones. Birds called to each other across the valley. And for the first time in months, Daniel noticed something simple. The sky above him was actually blue. After nearly an hour of walking, he reached a small wooden house resting peacefully on the hillside. Warm sunlight spilled across the porch, and sitting there was the old man, Dr. Eris. He wasn't meditating in some dramatic pose. He wasn't reading a book. He was simply sitting, still, comfortable, like a man who had nowhere else he needed to be. Daniel approached slowly, his chest tight, his voice uncertain. "Sir, are you Dr. Eris?" The old man opened his eyes and studied him, not judging, just observing. "Yes," he said gently. Daniel hesitated for a moment, then everything spilled out. "My mind won't stop," he said. "I worry constantly. I replay mistakes. I imagine disasters. I overthink everything. I can't sleep. I can't relax. I feel like a prisoner inside my own head." His voice trembled. "Please, if you know a way out, tell me." He paused, then added quietly, "I'm begging you." The old man watched him for a moment. Then he slowly stood up and walked inside the house. Daniel waited awkwardly on the porch. A minute later, the old man returned, holding a clear glass. He placed it on the table and began pouring water into it slowly. The sound of the water was crisp and steady. The glass filled and filled until the water reached the very top, so full that the surface curved slightly above the rim. One small movement and it would spill. Dr. Eris handed the glass to Daniel. "I want you to walk through the town market, reach the old clock tower, and then come back here." Daniel stared at the glass. "That's it?" "That's it." He squinted suspiciously. "You dragged me up a mountain for a balancing test?" Dr. Eris smiled slightly. "If a single drop spills, the lesson is over." Daniel sighed. "Well, if this is therapy, it's definitely cheaper than my last one." The old man chuckled softly. "Go." The Silver Ridge market was chaos. Vendors shouting, children laughing, dogs barking, bells ringing, music echoing between buildings. Normally, Daniel hated places like this. But today, something strange happened. The moment he stepped into the crowd, his world changed. He realized something important. If someone bumped him, the water would spill. If he looked away, the water would spill. If he became distracted, the water would spill. So he did the only thing he could. He focused. His eyes locked on the glass. One step, then another, breathing slowly, feeling the balance of the glass in his hand. For the first time in years, Daniel noticed something unusual. His mind had become quiet. The market was still loud, people still shouted, music still played, but Daniel was inside a small bubble of silence, because his attention had only one place to rest: the water. Step by step, he walked through the crowd, and finally he returned to the mountain house. Sweat rolled down his forehead, but the glass remained full. Not a single drop had spilled. Dr. Eris nodded calmly. "Very good." Then he asked, "Tell me something, Daniel. Did you see the gold merchant near the fountain?" "No." "Did you hear the violinist near the bakery?" "No." "Did you notice the acrobats performing in the square?" Daniel shook his head. "I saw nothing. I heard nothing. I was only watching the water." The old man smiled gently. "That is the secret you came here searching for. You believe your suffering comes from your problems, but your problems are simply the noise of the market. They will always exist. What creates suffering is where you place your attention. You have spent your life letting every shouting voice inside your mind drag your focus away from the present moment. But the moment your attention became anchored, the storm disappeared. Daniel eventually returned to the city. The same streets, the same noise, the same responsibilities. But something inside him had changed. He carried what Dr. Eris taught him, an invisible glass. Each morning he paused before touching his phone. He noticed the wind during his walk to work, the warmth of sunlight on buildings, the rhythm of his breath. And whenever someone tried to drag him into unnecessary arguments, gossip, or pointless drama, he imagined the glass again and asked himself one simple question: Is this worth spilling my peace over? Most of the time, the answer was no. Your life will always be a crowded market. People will shout. The past will bark like a dog in the distance. The future will rush by like a speeding car. But you have a choice. You can join the chaos, or you can watch the water. Peace isn't something that happens to you. It's something you carry. And if this story planted even a small seed of clarity in your mind today, take a moment to like this video so more people can discover it, and subscribe to Story Seed TV for more stories that plant seeds of wisdom. Until the next story, stay present and keep your glass steady.